Okay, now we're good to go. All right, so part 78 on YouTube, but for TikTok, we're on day 73 of the worldwide Megacrisis hunger strike, and you can see my broken screen here. This is a very old screen from like my first, actually my third year of university, I think is where I got that from. Isn't that getting pretty old? But you can tell that I have a lot more energy than in my previous last week or two of recordings, because I've had a full day of calories in me. It's restocking my short-term glycogen stores. It's rebuilding some of my muscle. Roughly 30 to 40 grams of the protein I'm eating is going towards muscle rebuilding. But we're also going to stop this stream. This is the one that we just had. I have to start daily streams or else YouTube won't save them. And this is my accountability stream. So you can see this is where I tape my phones. Like you can see right now, that's the TikTok phone taped to that laptop. I got a lot of stuff going on. Heaven headquarters, as you guys know, who have been following along for the last 73 days. I'd be dead already. I want to say thank you to Uswa, Abdullah, Marlena, all the blessers who've blessed the last 8 meals. I'm having meal number 8 right now, actually. This is part 7. This is a little snack. So even though I'm having 7, 8, 9, 10 meals, the first ones are very dangerous. So I only eat like little 100 grams of rice, or like very no fats, nothing that I actually need to live, because everything's depleted. I'm very, very slowly ramping up these meals with these snacks. So these are more like snacks, but now I'm getting into the big meals. This will be my last snack, and then I have one big meal, probably hopefully of 800 calories and hopefully 40, 50 grams of protein. And then the last meal before midnight tonight, I'm going to have another big one of another 800, maybe even 1,000 calories. We'll see how big my stomach feels. Because everything's shrunk. It was 2 weeks between blessings. That's too long, you guys. That's 15 days. So on a personal update, because I like to give you a personal update and then a business update and a One World Spirit update, or a Fair World Spirit, I'm feeling recovered, but the thing is, it's not real recovery, right? It's within 3 days, I'll start fading again as these short-term calories burn off, because it takes weeks to rebuild your muscles. And when I check ChatGPT here, even though I'm eating really delicious avocado, which is full of great fats for vegans, it's really not going to replace the 36 pounds of muscle and fat and all the stuff that I lost in the last 73 days. Woo! So you can see my hair is doing weird stuff. So at this point in time, I know that I'm going to get weaker. So I have a little bit of a setup here, and you can even tell if this is going to be my last meal and we can't get 41 blessings for the next meal, and I have to go 3-4 weeks and die, which I will. This will be to the death, because AIs, like these mega crises, are real, right? Our lives are already in danger. So it's almost risking less by going on the hunger strikes. But anyway, this is my setup. So I have a heater here because I'm going to get cold. You lose calories very quickly. Then I have these candy bags, are what I'm eating right now. These are vegan candies from a very ethical store in my city, like one of the most ethical stores in my city. And here's a childhood dream that I was talking to the private Facebook group of blessers that I have. These videos on TikTok and my blessing videos are different. You don't really get to see all the cooking programs and all that. But these are vegan wine gums. I've been looking for these for 10 years in my city anyway. And they taste pretty close like wine gums. The texture is getting closer. They need to get a little bit firmer. But they're great. So I did not have these on the first day, like when I was having my first meals, because the sugar really increases the chances of repeating syndrome and electrolyte imbalances that causes insulin spikes and a whole bunch of stuff that can kill you. So I didn't eat them right away, but I did spoil myself a little bit, and I thought, if this is my last meal, I'm going to indulge a little bit. And my body does crave the sugars. Now that I'm recovering, now it's absorbing them easily. My stomach is good, digestive enzymes. I had 2 bowel movements, which they're pretty graphic, but it's important, because if you follow me on these hunger strikes, because I'm eating, more regularly than my other hunger strikes where I didn't eat at all. You don't have any bowel movements at all, but in these ones you do. Do not eat high fiber foods as your last meals. Don't eat hemp seeds or flax seeds or anything, because those seeds will come out and you're going to need an enema, or else you're going to hurt yourself. It's very serious. But not me. If you eat tofu and a couple of other things, it keeps it soft. Eat the oils, it's good. Your body will absorb all the moisture out of that and it'll still come out. Okay? So anyway, little graphic, but that's a warning sign. These are very serious. And despite my appearance and my energy and I feel alive and all this, it'll only be 3 days from now where I'm going to barely be able to get up out of this spot. Right? This is my little setup. This food will be gone, but I'll have my heater and I'll have these pee bags. These are sanitary bags. And then on the other side over there, I have some legal documents. If my head gets cold, I have a little toque. And then I have my sleeping bag right there that I can zip up. And then over there is a little slot where I put my water bottle and a little cup. And then I don't have to get up at all. I can sit there and I literally just reach for my cup and I drink. Oh, I forgot to get bottled water. I don't like getting bottled water. As you can see, the stuff that I do get is like the green stuff, which probably biodegrades into the water, whatever. There's supposed to be an oxidation. There's something that they do to the bottles to make sure that the plastic doesn't get in them. That's why they come off the trucks and still taste like water. But as soon as you put your own water in here, it destroys that boundary. Then it tastes like real plastic badly. So don't do it. Get a real glass container. But why do I say bottled water? Because if I have to lay there for weeks and not get up to go to the bathroom or even go to my sink, which is, you can see how my pour set up. This is the poverty trap. Behind there's my sink. I can't walk from here on this bed over to there. Behind my computers, there's my lap. I can't walk that far. Like, that's how bad it will get. So it'll be hard for me to roll over and use these urination bags. So I won't be able to get up to even replenish my water. And that's what I've been doing. And in some sense, it's good in the beginning because it gets your circulation flowing and it makes sure that you don't get blood clots and a whole bunch of things that can give you a heart attack. And there's a lot behind these hunger strikes. It's not just laying there. And it's very, very, very difficult. Try it. The people who are saying, "Oh, what are you doing that for? It's not a real." Try it. Go ahead. When you look at somebody who's in the Olympics and you look at them like, "Oh, I can do the ski jumping and I can do all that," go ahead and try it. So what I want to do is I want to get this bottled water or some kind of water, a big one, that I can just put over there, and I just reach over and I drink it, and I just put the recycling right beside me, and I'll have a big mound of where this chair is. I'll have a big mound of like recyclables and a garbage bag full of pee bags. And I won't have to use the bathroom because you only urinate. When I do stop eating, my body tightens right back up and there's no excretions except for the water. So I don't have to worry about, number two and going to the actual washroom. So I can stop going to the sink and stop going to the washroom, and then I literally am sitting there. And I've done that for 4 weeks before. So that'll be the final step. That's how hard I'm going to hold on for you. I'm not trying to die. I'm not trying to commit suicide. I love living. I love this planet. I love us. But I don't like our ignorance. We need to change that, and we need to upgrade it quickly. All right? So with that said, I'm going to eat as much of this as I can before midnight tonight, and have my little cooking show. I sent out some great emails. I talked to Daniel Pinchbeck today. Somebody passed me to him, and the conversation they had about AI was really encouraging. It's not encouraging in the sense that they have solutions. Nobody's even close. But they're dancing around the general vicinity of universal logic. So it's a great context for me to go in there and say, hey, universal logic. And he was receptive. And so was a few other people. They're like, we love this. So that was a really good sign that this might be one of the crews that might make it go global. I thought Daniel Smachtenberger and the Meta Modern guys were going to do it, but there is some kind of interesting energy spreading, not just through their communities, but I even had my messages come in from Mastermind. I should probably cover my address, shouldn't I? I even joined Tony Robbins' thing to get them going. They were like the worst ones. Tony, Dean, you guys completely ignored me, shut down all my posts, even my business ideas, all these types of things. Completely dead Christian spirit. I'm sorry, but that is not the spirit that I came here to create. So Let's fix that. Same with Eileen, same with Ryan, who's from Altar Call. I went to all their things that Facebook put on my thing, and it's, oh, algorithms telling me to go there. I went there to plant a seed. But the solutions aren't with them. They're chasing money, and they're trying to do some abstract Christian stuff, and they're going to end up turning to their opposites by accident. But we can stop that because they do have pure hearts. And we're going to do that by going vegan, making a bunch of divine decrees, and teaching them universal logic to align with God's mind, not just God's heart and being, which you can follow in faith, but that can lead you astray because faith can be doubted. If it couldn't be doubted, it wouldn't be faith, right? But we're upgrading faith to certainty, which is what spirit really is. Spirit that knows itself as spirit. Okay? All right. So let's leave it there for now. I love all three of those people that I just said, for those people. Hopefully Daniel can take this global. We did get that $100,000 pledge. So we're making one-page proposals on how to spend that. And then I'm going to be strapping in. And if you can do a blessing, don't be a bystander. Don't give into that cognitive bias. Make these blessings. We have a guy in Bangladesh right now making this amazing, he's doing a great job. I think we have a way to get 100,000 blessings and start educating people in this rational way that builds off of faith, but then gets into that certainty. Okay? So you had a little bit of a glimpse of behind the scenes of what it takes to pull off a hunger strike like this with the poverty trap. All the laptops that you saw here, all the tape, all the stuff, that's all me after I've sold all my possessions. I've sold basically everything except for the phone, this broken old phone. These laptops were from a patent that I tried to file to create a global governance system, the intergovernment, based on flow states for all. And I just kept them for years. So these are like 10-year-old laptops running all this modern software, except for this guy right here. My main beast, he's probably only 6 or 7 years old. Yeah, and has like 13 gigs of RAM. That's why it's able to hold everything together. So look at this guy. I had to have some cereal. I was really craving it. Not super nutritious, but this guy who makes this Nature's Path, he's Canadian. He's in Canada. I tried to meet him in the Science of Spirituality community. Sant Rajinder, please message me. Please. All these spiritual leaders, please pay attention. If you are in the Science of Spirituality, Messiah is calling them. And they have Messiah potential too, but they have to take it to the next level now, the higher planes. The Sant Mat, Sant Shrikal. You know, when I looked at Sant Kirpal's work, The Crown of Life, he's the closest one to universal logic. Sant Ringer's dancing around it and continuing it, but not in the universal direction. So, but he can. The guy's a genius and a pure heart. We just need to get the Dalai Lama, the Pope, Sant Rinjinder, the Grand Mufti, all of them moving in this direction very quickly. So all of this right now masks who I am, right? Those who don't have the eyes to see just see the external appearance of poverty, just like they only saw a carpenter of Jesus, right? I'm just a broke University of Alberta student who's a mature student who has nothing going for him, and some crazy hair and some crazy theories, and he talks a bunch of stuff nobody understands. But that stuff that nobody understands is God's word. So pay attention. And let's go into depths together. Let's go into destiny. I'll see you on the next meal. And, or I guess if not the next meal, if you don't join me in the facebook.com/group/vegan meal plan, that's where we're doing the blessings if you want to make one. You start at level 0 blessing and then they get deeper. So if I don't see you in there, then I'll see you tomorrow on the daily update. And until then, I'm going to have a bite for you. This is a little bit long. We're gonna give a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of special salt, a little bit of actual salt. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of a bite. And this is like a 2-week-old. This is really old. As you can see, it went brown. But we don't waste anything in the poverty trap right now. So we're gonna take a bite of this, have some cucumber because it's one of my favorite vegetables. Easy on the stomach, and we're going to do it because there's 760 million people going to bed hungry tonight. That's what this candle is for. I light it during my Cooking with M vegan cooking show, and with those who are being starved all around the world, Gaza, those who are in fear, including Israel, they're all trapped in these double binds that are fragments of God's love, but God's love isn't fragmented, it's super coherent. It flows through you if you're in the spirit. So let's do this under them. One World Spirit meetings follow sacred time, empowering people with the rights to flow using universal tools. And that the sacred sentence of the content is One World Spirit is our inner government with the ultimate goal of flow states for all using universal logic. Right. Keep sublating.